So next let's talk about exercise 1.5. So question number first, classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. So we all know rational numbers, those numbers which can be expressed in the form of p upon q, where both p and q are integers and q should not be equal to 0. So 2 minus root 5. So since we can express 2 minus root 5 in the form of p upon q, 2 minus root 5 upon 1, but both p and q should be integers. Here 2 minus root 5 is not an integer, root 5 is not an integer, so 2 minus root 5 is not an integer. So this implies it is irrational number. Irrational number. Next, second part. So 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. So we can say 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. So root 23 to root 23 get cancelled. So it is 3. So 3 can be expressed as 3 upon 1. 3 can be written as 3 upon 1. So this is rational number. Both 3 and 1 are integers and 1 is not equal to 0. Q is not equal to 0. Third, 2 root 7 upon 7 root 7. So 2 root 7 upon 7 root 7. So which can be written as 2 upon 7. Root 7 to root 7 get cancelled. So this is rational number. Rational number. Next, fourth part, 1 upon root 2. So this is, although it is a p by q form, but this is not a rational number because q is not an integer here. So we can say irrational number. Irrational number. Next, fifth part, 2 pi. So we should know pi is not a rational number. So although we write it as 22 by 7, but it is not 22 by 7, it is 3.14 and keep on going. So pi is not a rational number, so this is irrational number. Irrational number. Next, second question, first part, simplify each of the following expressions. 3 plus root 3, 2 plus root 2. So those who want to use identities can use identities also, or simply this we have to do using simply by multiplying. So first write down the first term 3, then the whole bracket, so 2 plus root 2. Then the second term plus root 3, then the whole bracket 2 plus root 2. So 3 multiplied 2 is 6 plus 3 multiplied root 2 is 3 root 2 plus 2 multiplied root 3 is 2 root 3 plus root 2 multiplied root 3 is root 6. 3 multiplied 2 is 6 and root. So this is the final answer. So 3 plus root 2 and 2 plus root 3, 3 root 2 and 2 root 3 are not like terms. They are not like terms, so we cannot add them. So this is our final answer. So next, second part, 3 plus root 3, 3 minus root 3. So here we can use the identity also, which we have already studied in 8th standard and in second chapter also. In the previous videos we have studied this identity, a plus b and a minus b. So what is a plus b and a minus b? We all know it is a square minus b square. So a square minus b square type identity also we can use here, or if we don't want to use, you can simply multiply it. Write down first term, then the whole bracket, next bracket, then the second term, then the whole bracket. So 3 multiplied 3 is 9 minus 3 root 3 plus 3 root 3 minus root 3 multiplied root 3 is 3. So 3 root 3 to 3 root 3 get cancelled. 9 minus 3 is 6. So 6 is the answer. So next let's talk about next part. So next part is this third part, root 5 plus root 2 whole square. So again, if you want to use the identity a plus b whole square, you can use. What is a plus b whole square? It is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So a plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So if you want to use that identity, you can use. Otherwise, simply write down this as root 5 plus root 2, bracket root 5 plus root 2. Now simply multiply, write down the first term, so root 5 bracket the whole next term, next bracket, plus second term, then the whole next bracket. So this will be root 5 multiply root 5 is 5 plus root 10 plus root 10 plus 2, or we can say 7. 5 plus 2 is 7 plus root 10 plus root 10 is 2 root 10. So this is our answer. So next fourth part. So for fourth part also, if you want to use identity, you can use. So let's do it using identity. So root 5 minus root 2, root 5 plus root 2. So since we all know a minus b and a plus b is a square minus b square. So here a is root 5, b is root 2. So a square minus b square. So this will be root 5 whole square minus root 2 whole square. So root 5 whole square is 5 minus root 2 whole square is 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So answer is 3. Next, third question. Recall pi is defined as the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, that is pi is c upon d. This seems to contradict the fact that pi is irrational. How do we resolve this contradiction? So there is no contradiction. When we measure a length with a scale or any other instrument, we only obtain the approximate rational value. We never obtain an exact value. So for this reason, we may not realize that either c or d is irrational. Therefore, the fraction c upon d is irrational. So hence pi is irrational. So next, question number 4 we have already done in the previous video. If you want to see it, just pause the video, go to the previous video and have a look. So next, question number 5. So for question number 5, it is based on rationalization. So for rationalization, I'll explain you how to understand. So rationalization, next topic is rationalization. So rationalization is very easy. Suppose there is a single term, as in question number 5th first part, 1 upon root 7. Now suppose there is only single term. So just multiply this term with numerator as well as with denominator without changing any sign. Just multiply this term with the numerator as well as with denominator. So this will be root 7 multiply 1 is root 7 and root 7 multiply root 7 is 7. So this is the rationalized form for this term. Always remember, we are never going to leave denominator in roots. So wherever denominator is there in roots, just rationalize that denominator and convert it into this form. Denominator should not contain any root values. Always remember this. So this is how we are going to do whenever there is a single term. Next, let's take one more example. 1 upon, or let's take 3 upon 2 root 5. So multiply both numerator and denominator by 2 root 5 upon 2 root 5. So 3 multiplied 2 is 6 root 5 upon 2 multiplied 2 is 4 and root 5 multiplied root 5 is 5. 5 multiplied 4 is 20, or we can say it is 3 upon 10 root 5. So this is the answer whenever there is a single term. But if there is binomial in the denominator, these are monomials, but if there is a binomial in the denominator, so second part, 1 upon root 7 minus root 6. So this is a binomial. So if there is a binomial in the denominator, how we are going to do it? So 1 upon root 7 minus root 6. So since here we have minus sign, so multiply both the sides by opposite sign. If we have minus sign here, multiply both the sides with the same term but with opposite sign. Root 7 plus root 6. If we have plus sign here, we will be multiplying it with minus signs on both the sides. So this will be root 7 plus root 6 multiply 1 is root 7 plus root 6 upon root 7 minus root 6, root 7 plus root 6. Now this is a minus b, a plus b. So what is a minus b, a plus b? It is a square minus b square. So a minus b, a plus b is a square minus b square. So this will be root 7 plus root 6 upon a square is root 7 square, it is 7. B square is root 6 square, it is 6. So this will be root 7 plus root 6 upon 1, which is root 7 plus root 6. So this is the answer. So this identity we have used. Next, third part. Same, if there is a binomial in the denominator, just multiply both the sides with reverse sign. So root 5 minus root 2 upon root 5 minus root 2. So this will be root 5 minus root 2 upon a plus b, a minus b. So a plus b, a minus b is again a square minus b square. So root 5 whole square minus root 2 whole square. So root 5 minus root 2 upon 5 minus 2, or we can say root 5 minus root 2 upon 3. So this is the answer. Next, fourth part, 1 upon root 7 minus 2. So 1 upon root 7 minus 2 can be written as 1 upon root 7 minus 2 multiplied by root 7 plus 2 upon root 7 plus 2. So again root 7 plus 2 upon root 7 multiplied by root 7 is root 7 square minus a minus b, a plus b is a square minus b square. So root 7 plus 2 upon 7, root 7 square is 7 minus 2 square is 4. So root 7 plus 2 upon 3. So this is the answer. So this is how we are going to rationalize any number in which denominator is monomial or binomial. So let's move on to next exercise, exercise 1.6. So before going to exercise 1.6, we should learn few laws of exponents, which we have already studied in 8th standard also. So these are the laws of exponents. So whenever base is same and the numbers are in multiplication, a raised to the power x multiplied by a raised to the power y. So base is same, so powers will get added in that case. Powers will get added if the number are in multiplication. So a raised to the power x multiplied by a raised to the power y is equal to a raised to the power x plus y. Similarly, when base is different but power is same, a raised to the power x multiplied by b raised to the power x is equal to, so that time we'll take the power in common. So a multiplied by b whole power x. Next, a raised to the power x divided by a raised to the power y. When powers are different but base is same and the numbers are in division, so that times the power will get subtracted. So it can be written as a raised to the power x minus y. This we have already studied in 8th standard. Similarly, a raised to the power x divided by b raised to the power x. So power will be, we can take the power in common. So a upon b whole power x. Or next is a raised to the power x whole power y. So the powers will get multiplied, or we can write down this as a raised to the power x multiplied by y. A raised to the power 0 is 1. Any number raised to the power 0 is 1. Any defined number raised to the power 0 is 1. A raised to the power minus x, we can, if we want to remove this minus sign, just rationalize this value. So rationalization of a is 1 upon a. So next is a upon b whole power minus x. So once if we want to remove this minus sign, just reciprocal this value. So a upon b will become b upon a raised to the power x. So these are the laws of exponents which we will require in this next exercise. So let's start this next exercise. So exercise 1.6, question number first. So exercise 1.6, question number first part, find 64 raised to the power 1 by 2. So we have to find out 64 raised to the power 1 by 2. So just factorize 64. So once you will start factorizing this, it will become 2 from 2 table this will be 32, from 2 table this will be 16, from 2 table this will be 8, from 2 this will be 4, from 2 this will be 2, from 2 this will be 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This 64 can be written as 2 raised to power 6 whole power 1 by 2. So we have already studied this, that a raised to power x whole power y can be written as a raised to power x into y. So this can be written as 2 raised to power 6 multiplied by 1 by 2. So 6 to 1 by 2 will get cancelled. So this will be 2 raised to power 3. So 2 raised to power 3 is 8. So this is the answer. Next part, second part, 32 raised to the power 1 by 5. So second part is 32 raised to the power 1 by 5. So 32 raised to the power 1 by 5, again factorize this 32. So this we can write down 16, 2, 8, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 1. So 2 raised to the power 5 whole power 1 by 5. Again using the same identity, a raised to the power x raised to the power y. So we can write down this as a raised to the power x into y. So this will be 2 raised to the power 5 multiplied 1 by 5, or 2 raised to the power 1, or this is 2. Next, third part, 125 raised to the power 1 by 3. So 125 can be written as 5 raised to the power 3 on factorization. So 5 raised to the power 3 is 125 whole power 1 by 3. Again a raised to the power x raised to the power y. So a is raised to the power x into y. So using the same identity, so 5 raised to the power 3 multiplied 1 by 3 is equal to 5. 3 to 3 get cancelled. So you have to write down the identities everywhere, wherever you are using it. So next, second question, first part, 9 raised to the power 3 by 2. So since we can write down 9 as 3 square, 3 square is 9, factorize 9, this will be 3 into 3 whole power. So 9 can be replaced by 3 square, so 3 upon 2. This can be written as 3 square multiplied 3 by 2. A raised to the power x raised to the power y can be written as a raised to the power x into y. 2 to 2 get cancelled, or we can say 3 raised to the power 3. So 3 raised to the power 3 is 27. 3 into 3 into 3, it is 27. Next, second part, 32 raised to the power 2 by 5. Always remember to write the identities wherever you are using it. So again 32 we have already done here. 32 can be written as 2 raised to the power 5. So 2 raised to the power 5 whole power 2 by 5, or we can say it is 2 raised to the power 5 multiplied by 2 by 5, or we can say it is 2 square. So 2 square is 4. 4 is the answer. Next, third part. So third part is 16 raised to the power 3 by 4. So 16 can be factorized as 2 raised to the power 4. Factorize 16. So this will be 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 multiply 2 raised to the power 4 whole power 3 by 4. So this will be 2 raised to the power 4 multiplied 3 by 4. So this will be 4 to 4 get cancelled, 2 raised to the power 3. 2 raised to the power 3 is 2 into 2 into 2, which is 8. So same identity we are using till now, a raised to the power x whole power y. So this will be a raised to the power x into y. Next, fourth part, 125 raised to the power minus 1 by 3. So 125 raised to the power minus 1 by 3 can be, 125 can be written as 5 raised to the power 3. Factorize 125, this will be 5 into 5 into 5 whole power minus 1 by 3. So this can be written as 5 whole power 3 minus 1 by 3. So 3 to 3 get cancelled, minus 1. So we can say 5 raised to the power minus 1. So now a raised to the power minus x is 1 upon a raised to the power x. So we can say 5 raised to the power minus 1 will be 1 upon 5. So this is the answer. So let's move on to next exercise, next question, question number 3rd. Simplify first part. So 2 raised to the power 2 by 3 dot 2 raised to the power 1 by 5. So 2 raised to the power 2 by 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 1 by 5. So we can say if base is same, so this can be written as 2 raised to the power 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. So powers will get added. A raised to power x dot a raised to power y will be a raised to power x plus y. So this will be 2 raised to the power 5 multiplied 3 is 15. 5 multiplied 2 is 10 plus 3 multiplied 1 is 3. So we can say this will be 2 raised to the power 13 upon 15. So this can be written as 2 raised to the power 13 upon 15. Next, second part, 1 upon 3 raised to the power 3 whole power 7. So this can be written as 1 upon, now here if a raised to the power x raised to the power y, so this can be written as 1 raised to the power 7 upon 3 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 7, or we can say 1 raised to the power 7 is 1 itself. So 3 raised to the power 7, 3 multiply 3 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 7, a raised to the power x raised to the power y will be a raised to the power x into y, or we can say 1 upon 3 raised to the power 21, 7 multiplied 3 is 21, or we can say this is 1 raised to the power 21, it is 1 itself upon 3 raised to the power 21, or 1 upon 3 whole power 21. This can also be written as 3 whole power minus 21. So all three answers are correct. This one is also correct, this one is also correct, and this one is also correct. Next, third part, 11 raised to the power 1 by 2 upon 11 raised to the power 1 by 4. So 11 raised to the power 1 by 2. Now base is same, powers are different, but the numbers are in division. So powers will get subtracted, as a raised to the power x upon a raised to the power y will be a raised to the power x minus y. So this will be 11 raised to the power, taking LCM, 2 minus 1. So this will be 11 raised to the power 1 by 4. So 11 raised to the power 1 by 4 is the answer. So next, last part, fourth part, 7 raised to the power 1 by 2 dot 8 raised to the power 1 by 2. So when base is different but power is same, so what do? We multiply the bases and take power in common. A raised to the power x multiplied by b raised to the power x can be written as a into b whole power x. So this will be 7 multiplied 8 is 56 raised to the power 1 by 2. So this is the answer. So this is how we have completed the chapter. So thank you all.